I think before I go into that, maybe it might make sense to think of the 5 key principles that really guide at least how I work, right? So one is, I mentioned community interdependence as a key for nomads. So understanding that my well-being is tied to yours. Mongolians survive the steppe by relying on each other, and that, I think, lens helps me lead cross-functional work with the mindset of shared outcomes instead of individual wins. Second is relational governance. So the belief that dialogue is really the core operating mechanism. We have a proverb that says, people settle problems with the tongue, animals with their feet. I think the third principle is stewardship of nature and land, and you mentioned it. We talk about Father Sky or Tingri and Mother Earth. We don't take more than what the land can regenerate. And I think this principle sits underneath much of the work I've done recently and in the past around sustainability, supplier decarbonization work, and this long-term horizon thinking. The fourth piece is around cultural grounding and identity. Mongolians really are tied to what we call nutuk, or the land we're from. If the nutuk is not well, then we are not well. There's this strength that comes from this connection. The fifth one is really about resilience, about mental toughness of the nomadic people who move through seasons, right, and adapt constantly. So I think pair this with modern skills like problem framing, analytics, modeling, mechanism design, road mapping. I just think they make each other stronger. The Mongolian principles help me zoom out, understand the humans in the systems, and then think longer term. I think the modern tools help me zoom in and build kind of a rigorous path to action.